right. Welcome back, everyone, to Pound Larock. We haven't been here in a while. Trey has been busy with, his fun personal life. So, how have you been?
Good, good. It's been very up and down for the football fandom. I happen to be a part of, but luckily we're in an upswing right now. And
Yep.
just like every other time, people have said Mike Tomlin should lose his job 2 weeks later. He's the best coach ever, and the Steelers were right. And if he left, every team would want him, and blah blah blah. Exactly as I predicted. There,
Yeah.
Mike
Uh,
Tomlin's not a bad coach.
yeah. I'd still. I'm still part of the he should. I think they should move on, but yeah, they had a couple good wins. So I know people aren't. People are all hype right now. Speaking of the Steelers, we'll just start it off with them. DK Metcalf is suspended for the final two games of the year against the. Apparently, it's for a playoff spot for whatever reason. I don't know how this tiebreaker works, where the Ravens would somehow get your playoff spot, even if you lost these next two and they won the next two. Um, but yeah, DK Metcalf suspended. You guys saved $45 million guarantees. He obviously
Yep.
can still make the money back. But that's pretty nice that you don't have to pay it. How are you feeling about the DK thing? Stuff like that.
Listen, the way I see it is if he continues to play for us through the contract, he'll get all that money. The guarantee void would probably only happen if we wanted to get out of him, if some bad things were to happen.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, I think the NFL sent a good message. Everybody's saying that people did the same thing and got more lenient punishment before. Yeah, that's why they did a bigger punishment this time in hopes that it actually dissuades players from doing it. So
Yep.
I think it's good. You can't do that. I don't care what team you're on. I don't care if it somehow ends up losing us the playoffs. I just don't care. You can't hit fans. I get that that fan was a problem, and that's a totally separate issue. He should probably be banned from NFL games for life if players are having to
Yeah.
request he not be part of games several times. But that doesn't change that you can't put hands on players
Mm-hmm.
or on fans. Also can't put them on players, which is why the Lamar Jackson comparisons are dumb. But as far as how it looked for the season, I'm not. I kind of like it. Um, I don't like that he did it, but I like that he gets 2 weeks of rest. It's kind of annoying that he can't even be in the room with his teammates. But
Yeah.
that's why it's a punishment. Um, in the meantime, I love what it does for guys like Roman Wilson. In terms of maybe we place him right where DK was, and then we get a lot better looks on those routes, on those plays, because they're not getting as much safety help on that side. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe we put him in the three slot and get him some looks in one-on-one coverage against CB2s and threes. Like, I'm excited about them being forced to work Roman Wilson in. It seems like with offensive rookies specifically, the Steelers need to be forced to give them time to show themselves. Otherwise, they won't do it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they are.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm kind of with you. It's not really that big a deal. I mean, you don't really want rust. I think that's kind of the only thing you really worry about is just being rusty when he gets back out to play because he's not going to be used to contact. I think that's why a lot of teams that even get the first seed will play their starters a bit in that last week because you don't want too much rust. Too much rest is all just as dangerous as not enough. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think he'll be fine. The dude survives off of gummy bears and uh, coffee. So,
And the Steelers are a physical team in practice. So I think for out of any team where the rust wouldn't be a problem, especially just over a 2 week period, I think the Steelers are one of them. We hit a lot in practice.
yeah, I mean, so in let's just yeah. So DK Metcalf thing, yeah, obviously he's stupid. He's always had temper problems. I've watched him a lot in Seattle. Always had temper problems. He's always the easiest player to get into a fight, get a unnecessary roughness call or whatever call you wanted to get against him. He was always getting flags for that when he played the Niners. So yeah, man, can't be doing that. Can't hit fans, especially when all they're doing is calling you by your first name. Just ignore them. I don't know. But anyways, let's move on to the most important part about Steelers is
Yep.
again, I don't understand how the Ravens can still win the tiebreaker against you guys. It's genuinely not making sense to me. Oh, never mind. It is making. Wait, no, because if you guys lose 7, then you lose the. Yeah, okay, it doesn't make sense. But I
Yeah,
guess
whatever.
technically, you guys are battling for the division. You play the rough Cleveland Browns, whose defense has not given up for sure.
Well, and honestly, sometimes the reporting is just wrong, and one person says it's going to be a battle for the division, and all the other reporters just sort of follow suit because
No,
that's
no,
just
no. This is ESPN. So ESPN
oh
auto updates when things are clinched and not. And apparently, your division is not clinched. Yeah, like that's the part that's kind of weird because I was
yeah.
expecting
I
to
mean,
see that. But yeah, so you got the Browns. I mean, they had a really close game against the Bills. They had a really close game against the Titans, but the Bears and the 49ers, we just kind of kicked them in the mouth. I think you guys are fine. Again, it's hard to tell with the Steelers this year. They have been such a bipolar team. But I mean, I'm confident you guys like should beat this team. They are bad.
well, and
Um,
they're in our home stadium. I don't think it'll be a problem. And I think when you look back at these last few games, it seems like while we have had a real squiggly season in terms of point differentials and performance, that's starting to narrow out. We're starting to do what I thought would happen when I came into this team. I was like, this team's good, the roster's good, but it's gonna take some time for all of these vets to gel together, and for us to figure out which vets have it, which vets don't, and see where we need to start younger guys ahead of them. And I think we're getting to that point right in the nick of time. Aaron still largely got it in terms as far as we need him to. Not He's not Aaron Rodgers MVP, but he's good. Um, we found like a really good pattern in the run game. I don't know if he got injured or what ended up happening, but Siamalu is off the field largely. Um, our backups are playing well. The ones that have to go in, Darius Slay's off the team. Jalen Ramsey has been moved to free safety, which I was in support of since the very beginning of the year. Um, and we're starting to gel. The coaching has improved a bit with the help of Aaron Rodgers, I would say, because the offensive line coaching is one of the places where we were struggling. Um, and the defense has just started to put some serious work in, man. I mean, Terrell Austin, I had a lot of criticism of his play calling, and I still do to a point, but I think he's just starting to trust his guys and put us in man coverage a lot more and let guys like JPJ and Pierre when he's in do their thing and just blanket dudes, man. I mean, Pierre has shown out because of Terrell Austin deciding to finally trust our defense to run largely a man coverage defense again.
yeah. Yeah, no, Steelers. And so, with this being said, what I really wanted to talk about was your guys' seeding, because
Yeah.
you guys are going to be the 4th seed. The AFC North was the one of the worst divisions this year, so you guys are 4th seed, which leaves you playing honestly a pretty rough draw outside of the Chargers. So you guys got
Yeah,
you
we just
guys
disagree on the Chargers being not a rough draw. I think that's a tough game.
They are the easiest. I think they're actually. I know for a fact they are significantly easier than playing the Jaguars, who are insanely hot right now. The Bills and the Texans, who are also insanely hot right now. And so that's kind of the thing. The Chargers are also though. So this is where it gets weird. Is you guys? There's so many things here. You guys are either going to play the Chargers or the Broncos, because if the Chargers win their next 2, then they win their division, and that would move the Broncos to the highest wild card.
Yeah.
Or you guys could play. I don't think the Bills play the Pats anymore. No, they play the Eagles and the Jets. So you guys could end up drawing the Pats or the. Actually, you guys could get anyone.
That's what
It's
I'm
so
saying is
close.
yeah, and this goes into that conversation. A lot of people wondering, like, I think most likely scenario playoff wise for us, I think Ravens are getting clapped this weekend. The Packers have a chip on their shoulder. They're pissed. They went from Super Bowl favorite to almost to I think probably missing the playoffs. I think they're going to come back with a vengeance. Huntley might still be playing. I just don't see um, the Ravens winning that game. And people are kind of thinking like, do we rest people or do we not? I think you absolutely rest people. The AFC is too wide open to try to not rest people to get better seating. There just isn't a huge difference to me between a there's not a big enough difference between a
Yeah,
Chargers win
Jordan
and a
Love.
Bills win, you know?
Actually, I don't know if the Ravens win because it might. Jordan Love's. I don't think he's cleared yet. He might not play.
You don't think so?
I'm looking it up right now, and I don't see anything about him being cleared for this weekend. I don't
Let me
know.
see.
They are fighting for a playoff spot, so
My thing is, it's like he's limited in practice apparently because he's in concussion protocol. I think
yeah.
you know.
So
I
we'll
think it'll be
see.
all right.
It's an interesting game. But yeah, I don't think the Ravens are going to take your guys' spot. I don't really see it. I don't see how.
Yeah.
I think if I'm the Steelers, out of literally all the teams that are currently in the playoff position, if I was them, the one I want to draw is the Chargers. They have no offensive line. They have not really a run game going on right now. Yeah, they're just when the Chargers are playing like legit teams, they're kind of. I mean, they haven't really played many legit teams. Wow, their schedule is pretty easy
And
this
that's
year.
my thing. Other than this last game against the Broncos, which was a good game, and I think Jaguars capitalizing on some momentum, you could say the same about the Jags. Like they've just been beating up on shit teams, um, pretty handily the past like 4 games.
Well, they also beat the hell out of the Chargers by 30.
Yeah, I mean that was a rough one, but
They beat the Broncos. Yeah, I mean the Jags, in my opinion, they look very good. Yeah, they're not playing the best competition, but they even played the Texans really close. So I
mean,
wouldn't really
yeah,
want to play
kind
the
of.
Jags. Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence have seemed
The
to
Texans
find their
also just came
groove.
close against the Raiders. That's the thing is it's like the
Well,
Texans
so
are a
the
team.
Texans' big thing is their defense. So that's
Exactly. So they're gonna win close most of the time they win the Texans. I mean that's how it has been for them. So I'm not, someone getting close on the Texans. It's kind of like even the best Steelers teams winning close against us didn't say you were a good team because we were defense heavy. So it's not like we were ripping the top off on offense and making huge score differentials. So
if I had to
their big
guess though, who the
games have
Broncos
been the
play?
Jets, the Colts, the Titans. They had a nice game against the Broncos too. I'm not trying to discount like their couple good games with the Broncos and the Chargers, but a lot of their
Mm.
best games have been on
Oh
some
yeah, the
pretty.
Broncos. So the Broncos Chargers game is going to be for first seed,
Yep.
most
Which
likely.
I believe that was about where I had the AFC West at for a time. Was my first prediction? I think it was Chargers Broncos or Broncos Chargers, and then I said Chiefs were going to be third. I've held Chiefs at the third, I think the whole time. I think the only people I switched were Chargers and Broncos. So and people will say, "Oh,
Um,
Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL." Yeah, at the very end, it was not
yeah,
like that was the reason.
yeah. We'll go over our playoff predictions. We got a lot of them. We were pretty close on a lot of them. But yeah, Steelers. I mean, they're pretty comfy in that fourth slot. We'll probably know. Actually, we won't really know much at the end of this week because I'm pretty sure the Jaguars. No, if the Jaguars just keep winning, they hold it. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't
I don't
know.
see
This
them.
we're gonna know. It a lot of this is coming down to the wire. You guys are gonna have a rough draw, in my opinion. Regardless, just nature being fourth seed, you get the best team in the wild card. So
Yeah, so kind of right, but I think if there's any season where best record going into the playoffs really has no bearing on who the best teams are, I think this is one of those seasons, man. I mean, you've got the
well, that's
Bears as
why.
one of the best
That's
records in the
why
NFC.
you want that first seed. You want that first seed for that exact reason because it's wide open. You get the extra rest. You get the extra
Well,
film.
yeah. We can't. I'm saying we can't get the first seed. What I'm saying is like we can rest guys and not try to get our record up so that our division potentially lands us in the third seed, right? Like I don't care about being third or second seed if we can somehow swing it by winning out. If the Packers win, I think we should rest because there just isn't a big enough difference
Oh,
in my
I'm pretty
opinion.
sure. Yeah. You guys are 100% gonna rest if you win this
Yeah.
weekend. You guys don't. I don't. You guys.
No, I'm saying if the Ravens lose this weekend, we should rest Sunday. Like
Oh no,
because
no teams will take 2 weeks off. That's too long. That's way too long.
no, and I'm not saying full rest, like completely put in starters, but Rogers, yeah, rest him. TJ, if he's healthy, get him on a limited snap count. Get Gainwell out there on a limited snap count. You know, let Jonu and Darnell have their fun. Keep Pat fresh. Like, keep your guys with that explosive
I mean, I
athletic
could
talent
see
on limited
them.
snaps.
I could see them playing like the first 2, 3 quarters and then
Yeah.
sitting him, but they're not going to rest him 2 full weeks. That'd be
No,
bad.
no, yeah, not 2 full weeks. I'm just
Um,
saying, like, have your guys resting in some capacity both weeks so that you can keep guys like JPJ who have been. I mean, JPJ, I think that we will rest him both weeks because he's been hurt this year. So we'll see.
and so now moving over, we always talk about our teams. The San Francisco 49ers are
Yep. A little
like
hot right now.
going crazy. Brock Purdy is balling. He is balling right now. The 49ers are still working for their first seed in the NFC, which would be huge for them. They just put a choke slam down on Philip Rivers. Brock Purdy is the
Oh, be nice. Philip Rivers was the only good player on the Colts that
Brock
game.
Purdy is the Kingslayer. He's retired Tom Brady. He's kicked Aaron Rodgers' teeth in, and now he just choke slammed Philip Rivers. But yeah, Niners are doing really well. They're getting hot at the right time. They play Chicago next week. Niners are one of those ones that have a pretty important game this week.
Yeah, I mean, every week is kind of a really important game for you guys at this point now.
They clinched their playoff spot. The Bears are fighting the Niners for that 1 seed. If the Niners win, that Seattle Seahawks game next week is officially for the number 1 seed in the NFC. So yeah, I mean, Niners, Bears Sunday night. What do you think about the Niners? I mean, they're getting hot at the right time. They're playing good football at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, I think they probably make the divisional round of the playoffs. I think they potentially lose there if they've had to play, if that's their second game. Maybe they make it through if it's their first game and they're playing a lower seed. It just depends how things shake out. I see the Niners as a team that just has a ceiling because of the quarterback play, and I know this game was a good game, um, and the reliance on very specific weapons that playoff level defenses are going to have a much better time taking away. They've had an easy schedule, so I just don't think it's been tested week in and week out the way it's going to be in the playoffs. I think obviously getting first seed is going to help their chances a lot. As far as the Bears, I don't want to say anything about that game because the Bears seem to have God on their side since the Pope is from Chicago because they've had the best luck of all time throughout this whole year. I think they're a fraudulent team. I think Niners should absolutely smack them around based on you look at the rosters, you look at the coaching, you look at everything kind of top to bottom. The Niners should win, but there's nothing keeping some like a bolt of lightning from striking their bus at this point on the way to the stadium so the Bears can play them with like 2 or 3 injured players.
Here's the one thing I will say about Chicago is, I mean, I've been a fan of the Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams thing. I think Caleb Williams had a really good final 2 drives against the Packers, like elite.
Despite looking like doo-doo the rest of the game.
Yeah, but that's my thing. These guys remind me of a few years back when the Steelers were undefeated, and I was like, this is not their record is not indicative of how good they are because they are worse than their record shows. I feel the same about Bears. They're winning a lot of like very close games. Like, bro, since the kickoff rule, there hasn't been an onside kick recovered, and the Packers just so happen to be the ones that it happens against.
Recovered on them. Yeah.
That game was over. They were about to lose to Malik Willis, which everyone is hype on. He didn't even play well. I don't understand the hype.
Listen, I love Malik Willis.
He scored 16 points. So I didn't understand the hype. I still think he looked bad. And the Bears were Romeo Dobbs using his brain away from losing that. They barely beat the Steelers. They barely beat the Vikings. They barely beat the Giants.
Steelers too. And they won off of
needed
Mason
a
Rudolph's 2 turnovers.
needed
Like
a
that was it.
last second win against Joe Flacco Bengals.
Yeah.
Last second win against Mariota and Gino. Like this team's just not very good. So I
Yeah.
especially after last week, like a lot of people are like, oh man, that's nerve wracking for the 49ers. I'm actually a lot more confident in the 49ers to win this game after seeing last week. Because the Niners have also been very good in close games this year.
Yeah.
They've just kind of been keeping their cool. And with Purdy, so I actually think the opposite. I don't think that this team, I think if this team is relying on their offense and their defense is playing even at an average level, the 49ers could actually make a Super Bowl run. I think
Yeah,
their
what has
offense,
happened with the Niners defense
we
lately though?
lost Nick Bosa and Fred Warner and
No, but I mean
Michael
even
Williams.
even
And
after that point, there were a couple really good games out of that Niners defense. Then all of a sudden it just floundered. I think is it just a depth issue you think or just
it's just we have
they
no talent. So when we're playing good
fair enough.
teams, like so since Fred went out, me and Grant went over this. Since Fred went out, the Niners hadn't beat a playoff team until the Panthers were a playoff team last week. So
Yeah.
the Panthers we technically did.
Which you
But
did handle those dudes and they look good.
yeah, and our defense, shut them down. But then you look at the Titans, we allowed 24, the Colts
Yeah.
27. There was a
Not
guy
exactly hard to keep the Browns to 8.
there was a guy, Vic, I forgot his last name. He's a Niners guy. He tweeted basically that's what this week with the Colts is what you need to expect for the Niners defense. If they could get you a turnover, God
Yeah.
forbid a pick six and a couple stops, that's what you're going to get. Like that is the peak of this defense. They're not going to hold playoff teams to single digits. They
No.
just don't have the talent. They just don't. But in my opinion, the way the offense has been firing, like we are averaging 34 points a game in the last, like, I don't know, 8 weeks. Brock Purdy is playing great. It seems like he's finally realized, like, took some notes from what Mac Jones was doing, which is like you don't always need to play hero ball. And he's found this perfect balance of his playmaking and his system quarterbacking, which I don't think is an insult. I think people need to realize that system quarterbacking is smart. And so I think the Niners offense right now is firing. Ever since George Kittle, I think it was against the Texans. Yeah, when they scored 15, George Kittle said, like, basically that's unacceptable for this offense. Like, this offense should not be scoring only 15 points a game. They kind of just turned up the heat, turned it up a notch, and started firing. And so, yeah, I'm pretty confident against the Bears. The Seahawks game, it's an in-division game, so anything can happen. Sam Darnold's been, my God. He has been
Pat McAfee pointed out earlier this or today, I think, too, that there's a potential that Niners have home games too, all the way through.
Yeah, because if we get
travel at all,
if we get first seed, we get all playoff games at home, and we get the Super Bowl at home.
which I mean, for a team that struggled with injuries, I think is a lot more of a blessing than people realize. Because traveling gets you stiff,
Yeah.
and then you don't have your trainers in their facilities.
Yeah.
You don't,
I'll tell you right now,
it all helps.
I am with you on I think the Niners are a second round exit outside of if they get that first seed, I think they do like they're
championship.
Yeah,
That's potential for me. Like
in my opinion, I think they could go all the way to Super Bowl. Like I think if you're playing at home, you get the first.
That's the sequence where you get home.
Yes, if we get first seed, we get home, and Fred can come back. So they like Fred's. I guess finally said never say never. I have been holding off on this conversation because
what was the specifics of his injury again?
he just broke his ankle.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was ligament damage too.
No, so I've held off on this conversation because Kyle and John have both said no, like he's not coming back this season. And then Fred just came out and basically said, like, I mean, depending on how deep we make it, second round conference championship game, like you can never say never. Because Fred is making great progress. He's working out. His wife's been showing videos. The dude's literally sleeping in his hyperbaric chamber.
Shouldn't be doing that.
And he's like, the dude's like, he's going crazy on this rehab. So I'll tell you this: if the Niners hit that first seed and Fred is slated to come back, this team is a Super Bowl team. Like that would be insane. That would be enough juice.
Yeah, I mean, dude, and to be honest, this isn't to discount the Niners at all, because even if they're a second round exit team, given if you just take a snapshot of weeks, 6 and 7, um, and said these guys will make it to the second round of the division, people would be preemptively slurping Kyle Shanahan's cock because it just didn't look like that was even close to in the cards. Um, but any team, like any of the teams that make the playoffs that I can see right now, these playoff eligible teams, besides maybe one or two in the NFC, are bowl teams. I mean, they're potentially bowl teams. I think every team has sort of an argument, and there aren't any teams that have such a good argument that it disqualifies other teams from being able to get past them. Like, this is such a fun season
Yeah,
in
this is a
football. And it's
very
not just
open
because of
one.
QB injuries. People act like this is like 2 years ago, where every starting QB of all the good teams are getting hurt. Not really. A lot of it has been decided outside of that. You could say some records are better than they would have been, but a lot of the teams leading the way, your Broncos, your Bills, your Niners, your Eagles, they all have their quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They all still have them. These are all. I mean, this is newly the case for the Niners, but largely intact teams.
And I will say, every NFL team right now is benefiting from the Eagles coaching staff being absolutely awful. Because I am not going to lie to you. If they had the same coaching staff as last year and the NFL looked the way it looked this year, this team, I don't think would lose a game.
Bro, and it's like, and you also see, even if you look at the teams, especially the ones in the NFC that are doing well right now, or like a game ahead of their division, all of them have some crazy win against the Eagles that just didn't make sense at the time that it happened,
Yeah, the Eagles are completely insane. But I want to say this. We actually had some really good playoff predictions from the preseason. So I kind of want to just go over it and just kind of glaze us a little bit, because the first division, the AFC East, you and I both had the not the exact order, because Patriots are 1. We had Bills 1, Patriots 2, Dolphins 3, Jets 4.
But we both said
we both said they were both playoff teams.
Yep.
And technically the Bills still can take their 1 seed back if the Patriots lose. Who do they even play? The Patriots play. Oh, nope, they're not losing. They play the Jets and the Dolphins. So, Patriots are the 1st seed. But again, you and I love the Vrabel acquisition. I've been a huge Mays QB1 guy from his class. We both did not have faith in the Dolphins and the Jets.
Nope.
I mean, just wanted to glaze us real quick. AFC North, you called the Steelers in first, albeit I've always asterisked this one just because, again, they're the 3 main quarterbacks get hurt. But yeah, Steelers first, Ravens second, Bengals third. Everyone in the world had the Browns 4th. So that one's not very impressive for us. We both had Ravens Steelers making playoffs. I think we both had the Bengals making playoffs as well.
Which Ravens could miss.
Yeah. But so this one, I don't think anyone expected the AFC North to randomly become the worst division in the AFC. But
yeah, or the AFC South to get so good.
Yeah, again, I'm going to chalk that up to injuries. I'm not going to fully chalk this up to you and I don't know it, because I have a feeling next year the AFC North is going to be back to a 2-3 team playoff.
I agree.
AFC South. So this is the one that I don't think either of us called. So Jaguars 1st seed, you and I both did not have that. You had Texans.
Texans can still get it.
I had Colts. So the Texans, let's see. The Texans play Chargers, Colts.
Yep.
The Jaguars play Colts, Titans. I think the Jaguars kind of have that locked up.
Yeah, maybe. I could see the Colts throwing one last upset up with Phil against the Jags. I think, but I mean, it's equally likely that the Chargers beat the Texans, although I think the Texans match up really well against the Chargers.
I do too, especially with that defensive line thing. Scary. Yep. But again, neither of us had Jaguars first. We both had the Texans making the playoffs. I don't think either of us had the Jaguars making the playoffs because we had the AFC North being dominant.
No.
But I mean, dude, all credit to Liam Cohen. I didn't know what to expect from him as a coach. And he's coached phenomenal this year. I got to give him his flowers. I got to give Trevor his flowers. He's played a lot better.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, they've played a lot better when Travis Hunter went down. I obviously hope he gets healthy, but it seems like they stopped forcing the ball and kind of just let Trevor play.
Well,
And
that, and I think Liam Cohen treated this quarterback coach duo as like a new fresh thing. And
yeah.
I don't think Trevor ever really got treated like a rookie quarterback in the game
Mm-hmm.
planning phase of the game. I mean, even when we talked about him rookie year, I was like, well, at least he's not afraid to let go of the ball, because they were having him try to throw all over the field, deep
Mm-hmm.
balls over and over again, and wondering why because he was supposed to be this, rookie who was not a rookie, god of all college prospects. And I think he finally got treated like a young QB
Mm-hmm.
with a coach who knew they needed to mesh and have time to figure things out. And I've been seeing so many breakdowns of the little ways Liam Cohen makes the game just a touch easier on Trevor,
Yeah.
um, and giving him that opportunity. So I like it.
What up, Dre? Appreciate you, man. Niners dominated Monday night. They sure did, my guy. They sure did. Now we're getting to the AFC West. In my opinion, this is the most fraudulent division. I think these guys
Wow.
coming out are the softest teams in the playoffs.
Even the
Um,
Broncos, you
the
think?
Broncos just got curb stomped by the Jaguars. Yeah, I think the Broncos.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it was a rough game, but
if you look
I
at
think
the
they're a good team,
Broncos,
man.
their wins against, dude, they won by 1 point against the Giants. They barely scraped by against the Texans, and I'm pretty sure that was Dave. Yeah, that was Davis Mills. That wasn't even a CJ game. They barely beat the Raiders by 3 points. They barely beat the Chiefs. They got a 1 point victory against Mariota and the Commanders. This team's just been very not impressive. It's a lot like the Bears. They beat the Jets by 2 points. Like, their wins against teams just are not impressive to me at all. I don't think they're very good. Like, again, I'd be more scared of the Steelers than I would be of the Broncos. I'd be more scared of the.
Listen, on the playoffs, I see a good quarterback and a good defense, and I think that's really the
I don't
ingredient
think
for
Bo Nix
success
is
in the
good,
playoffs.
so I think that's the
I like
difference.
him a
I
lot.
think Bo
Yeah,
Nix is
we've talked
Jimmy
about this.
Garoppolo with an arm. And then the Chargers, it's not their fault. I just think they
Been
don't
too
have
hurt.
enough talent. Yeah, their offensive line sucks. Which means Justin Herbert can't play to his full thing. Omarion Hampton, like I thought, is just underwhelming. Um,
Yeah, he's all right. He needs to heat up a little bit to be worth the first rounder. Um,
Lad, Quentin, and Keenan, just they're fine. They're
I think they're
solid.
playing well. I think our mutual friend had a great prediction at the beginning of the year, which is this whole year's success is going to ride on whether Quentin Johnson decides to be the Quentin Johnson he can be versus the one that he has been.
Yeah, I mean he's been good. He's been
Yep.
he's
And
been
so they've been succeeding. But if he goes into playoffs and has one game where he just does the Quentin stuff, then it could derail
My
everything for
issue
him.
with the Chargers is they don't have an offensive line.
Yeah,
And
it's
when you
tough.
get to the playoffs, having it we saw it last year with the Chargers, having an offensive line this bad in the AFC specifically, dude, like you draw the Steelers, you're going to have TJ going up against one of the worst rated tackles in the NFL.
Yeah,
You're
and
going to
Herbig's going to be back.
Yeah,
by
you're
that
gonna have
point, too.
Herbig, or you're gonna have Highsmith, who's been
Highsmith.
heating up at the right time. Like this dude was bullying last week. He was
Bro, and
bullying Sewell. Like,
Derek Harmon too was
yeah,
throwing
like
Sewell across the field, bro.
Justin Herbert's gonna have half a second to get that ball out. Or what? You're gonna go against the Texans, who have the best defensive line in football right now. Not a chance, dude. Like, so in my opinion, just the teams the Chargers have to get through to do anything, they just can't get through because their offensive line is just too bad. Moving to the NFC. The NFC East, we pretty much had this division. Eagles, second Cowboys, third Commanders, fourth Giants. We thought the Commanders would be better, obviously, but we thought they'd have Jaden Daniels. So we were correct on the Cowboys, though. You and I both said this would be
offense,
probably one of the best offenses in the league. They are the best passing offense in the NFL.
Man,
In the NFL. And we
Pickens
called it.
Pickens at wide receiver 2 is not fair. And then Pickens at wide receiver 1, when his brain is working, not fair.
Yeah.
He's just
So,
a cheat code on the field
and
physically.
we did say they would be a lot like the Bengals last year, which it's true. If their offense can't put up 40 a game, they're not winning.
Nope.
Actually, no, their tie is when they put up 40. So even when they put up 40 a game, they're not winning. So,
Which is
yeah.
literally what happened to the Bengals against Russell
Yeah.
Wilson last year.
So,
Yeah.
we'll go with it. We pretty much hit that division on the head. The NFC North is my prized possession because I said the Packers Bears would be 1-2. The Bears are 1. Packers are 2. I said the Lions would be 3. The Vikings would be
Yep.
4. Which, yeah, I mean, the Packers obviously have had so many injuries this year. But yeah, man, Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, they're a team.
Well, it's not just that. I think they've gotten some extraordinary luck in terms of when they played, who they played.
Well, Dennis Allen also has been very good on the defense. This defense leads the league in
That
takeaways.
the Lions' offensive line too, I think, has underperformed in some pretty key games where you will just see their running back duo, supposed to be the best duo in the league, just put up like 50 total, 60 total.
Well,
Jameer
yeah.
got outrushed by Aaron Rodgers in
Well,
our game.
so that I'm chalking up to their coaching's bad. Dan Campbell is not a good play caller. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, this is why, because we'll get to the Buccaneers next. With their head coach, Todd Bowles, whose coordinator left and is now dominating as well. You do not let elite play callers leave your building unless you have one at head coach.
Did Leftwich leave?
No. Liam Cohen left the Buccaneers, and he's now dominating with the Jags, which Baker loved Cohen. And the entire offense on the line loved Ben Johnson. If you have a Ben Johnson and a Dan Campbell, you fire Dan Campbell every single time to keep a Ben Johnson. You can teach someone to have more juice. You cannot teach someone to know the game better or create an offense better. Huge mistake. Dan Campbell's already taken over play calling duties. He started taking it over a couple weeks ago. They're still just a mess.
You're right, but I watched it. Like, I looked at the game, and it wasn't that the blocking assignments were bad. It wasn't that the runs were poorly crafted. Penei Sewell was getting his face mask thrown into the dirt by Derek Harmon.
Well, yeah, it's because
spun by Highsmith.
Well, the biggest issue is, yeah, that happens because they're not utilizing enough motions. They're not utilizing as much. Like the trickiest Dan Campbell gets is an end around, and that's not what you're going to be able to do against the Steelers. He's trying to run it up the gut with Jameer Gibbs, which David Montgomery actually, funnily enough,
Montgomery was underused in that game.
Montgomery was complaining about it on social media. He then, after complaining about it on social media, liking a comment about them using Jameer Gibbs in David Montgomery's role too much this year, didn't practice because he said he was sick. I just think, again, and their defense, they let go of Aaron Glenn. Their defense, it wasn't fantastic last year. It was a lot better than it was this year. They're just, these sort of coaches like Dan Campbell, Nick Sirianni, you can't keep them around. Todd Bowles is technically a defensive coach, and his defense has just been bad. But
I think Dan Campbell's technically a defensive coach too.
No. He's specifically just like head coach. He doesn't call. He just started calling offensive plays. Yeah.
I thought you just meant like
I'm talking the culture coaches. We'll call them that to not be rude. I call them cheerleaders, but we'll call them culture coaches. Like Sirianni, Dan Campbell, they're the perfect examples. They're the quote-unquote best examples. You fire them for elite play callers. And I think that's where the Lions messed up this year. Vikings, though, what do you think happened with the Vikings? Because you were higher on them than I was.
I do. I think you have a talent issue. I think the line looked a lot worse this year. You have a quarterback talent issue. You have
also a quarterback health issue. JJ's hurt for the third time this year.
Yep. You have a serious drop off in tight end play, who was like a really important outlet even when you had a good system QB.
Yeah, Hawkinson's been rough.
Defense, we knew the whole time they were outperforming their talent. And I think people just assume, everybody sees the hot new thing and they expect it to be the hot new thing forever. Brian Flores was that. He's an incredible play caller. You cannot get a defense without talent to perform like it has talent year in and year out. You just can't do it. And He wasn't able to do it. And that's no flack on Flores. I love him as a coach. I think he should still be a head coach in the league. But they just have a serious. I think they have a talent concentration issue that
Mhm.
a guy like Justin Jefferson, I think, is going to create no matter where he goes.
Yeah. I agree. I think I feel bad for Jay Jettas. I can't wait for him to be a Niner this offseason. Super excited for that. But yeah, I mean, I will say you didn't watch much of JJ, so you were being nice and holding off your judgments. I've been saying this kid is horrible. The GM of the Vikings should be fired for this pick. I said it when he was drafted. I actually saved the tweet and sent it to our Vikings friend that I said JJ McCarthy is going to get a GM fired. He is going to get this GM fired. He's terrible. He wasn't good in college. He's
It's just tough.
not
when you look
good
at
in the
guys he was
NFL.
picked ahead of. I mean,
He
or not
is
picked ahead of, but like, no, he did get picked ahead of.
picked ahead of Bo Nix. They baited him.
Bo Nix.
Yeah, they
that's
baited him. And I don't even think Bo Nix is good, but he's significantly better than JJ.
on that team, bro. That team, Bo Nix would be putting up 5 tuds a game.
JJ McCarthy should not have even been drafted. He was horrible in college. He wasn't good.
It was an interesting pick because you really watched him at his best hand off the ball 35 times.
Yes,
and throw a couple key middle of the field balls. Like, that is a backup quarterback. That is a Brian Hoyer in the flesh. Like, you look at that guy and you're like, perfect. This is a guy that if my guy goes down, he can get me through a game and won't lose it for me. Boom. And they picked him in the first round of the 10th overall pick.
It was just like, dude, I watched this kid in college. I watched people hype him up because he was a Michigan Wolverine. He was bad, man.
Kenny Pickett had better college tape. Kenny Pickett.
I mean, dude, bro, I had better college tape. I didn't even play college football. Like, this kid is he was never good. I think if you're the Vikings and you go into next year with JJ, like, say they trade for like a Mac Jones or whatever, in my opinion, that is malpractice. Like, you need to get aggressive for a good quarterback. I saw a rumor about like trying to get Dak. I think Dak would be disgusting on this
that
team.
I mean, it's basically same to same. He's going to another crazy receiving core.
Like,
they do also need an answer at running back on that team, though.
I agree. I think their running backs are not very good.
Like, that line, I can say is playing poorly, which I think they are. But I also think you need a running back who can take a second look at the protection in the middle of a play. Like Jaylen Warren, for all the flack I give him for not being great at bouncing outside when he needs to or whatnot. They don't have any guys who really
Jordan Mason just kind of runs in a straight line.
Yeah.
I loved him as a Niner, but yeah, he kind of just runs forward. Yeah. And yeah, man, it's just the Vikings I knew it. I will just say that. I knew it.
And this is like the year too that everybody made the shift to running. I mean, you look at the receivers that made the Pro Bowl this year on kind of both sides, and you're like, oh yeah, this is the year of the running back in the NFL.
Yeah. So yeah, moving on. I don't want to pick on the Vikings the whole pod, but moving on, NFC South. This was another one I was very proud of because I said the Panthers would be a playoff team this year.
Yep.
They have a negative 50-point differential, and they're still making playoffs. They won't be good in the playoffs, but I will say I like Bryce Young this year. I don't
know if you remember how high I was on the Steelers taking J.C. Horn way back when he got picked. Like, one of the first guys I started watching tape of before that draft, months before the draft, was J.C. Horn.
Yeah, J.C. Horn's been a dog. Yeah, he's been a dog. His biggest,
second best cornerback in the league right
now. His issue is health. He needs to be able to stay on the field. Yeah. But yeah, man, Panthers are doing good. Dude, I cannot believe people let T-Mac drop. I from the dumbest rumors I've ever heard.
What are the rumors?
It was something like he's like lazy or he doesn't like to practice or something like that, which just didn't make sense.
I'd never heard anything.
And that's why he dropped to like 8 or 9 to the Panthers. The dude's phenomenal. He's incredible. Anyone that believed those rumors, this is why I said I would have drafted him over Travis Hunter. If you had him with Brian Thomas Jr. and Jacoby Myers, like Jesus, uh, yeah, I think he literally saved their team because Xavier Legette sucks. Uh,
Hey, what you talking about, man? I don't know what you mean
yeah,
by.
he is absolutely awful. Jalen Coker's taken a huge step up. Jimmy Horn Jr. I actually really liked him from Colorado.
Yeah.
He hasn't really gotten to break out much, but I think he's solid. But yeah, man, good for the Panthers. The Buccaneers, though, kind of just imploded. And like we were saying with the Vikings, you do not let elite coordinators leave the building. The Buccaneers defense is bad. Your head coach is a defensive head coach. Last year, the Buccaneers defense was bad. Their good part of the team was the offense. And they let Liam Cohen walk. And yeah, they just, I mean, I know they've dealt with a lot of injuries at receiver. You know, Mike Evans has been out at points this year. Egbuka's been out at points this year. Godwin's been out at points this year. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, I don't really have much to say about the Buccaneers. They just kind of imploded.
Yeah.
I don't even know where they go from here, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, that's a team that you've sort of been holding together with tape,
Yeah,
with a lot of older guys for a while now. I mean, linebacker, quarterback, wide receiver, lots of age on that team.
safety.
Um, Safety. I mean, they're good at picking running backs, though,
Yeah.
so maybe they can keep the running game together while they figure out the quarterback of the future and the receivers of the future and
And can
defense
we
of the
talk
future.
about? Can we fire the Falcons coach now? Like, can people believe me that Raheem Morris is bad at his job yet? My God, dude. We went into the season. Remember, you and I said we said this in our preseason. Why did they act like Penix, sorry, was a bona fide starter?
Yeah, I have no idea, man. I mean, it's wild. It's a whole thing with them. I mean, they've also misused a very talented tight end. You know, Bijan has been succeeding despite him, which is nice. They don't look like they have two first-round draft pick edge rushers on their defensive line. The way that defensive line plays, um, it's just tough. Yeah, I don't know.
Their defense lacks a lot of talent for a defense that's supposed to have a lot of talent, which is weird.
Yeah.
They
But
have a
again, I mean, it's
huge
got old talent in the back, so
they
it's
have a
tough.
they have a huge receiver problem, and they're not using the FBS leading and receiving yards that they drafted for literally no good reason. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know why Nick Nash hasn't gotten a look this year with
not even
this.
elevated. Not
Yeah,
even an
I
elevation
I
on the
I, I
like fourth string.
I don't
Like,
understand. Their receivers are absolutely ass. It's so dumb. Again, they messed up with Kirk Cousins, and then they came in. This team, in my opinion, you need to get a quarterback. Bad.
yeah,
The issue is they don't have a first round pick this year because they traded it to get their other edge
the
rusher.
second first. Yeah.
Um, which I will say, Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. both look pretty good. Like Jalen
Yeah.
Walker has 5.5 sacks. Uh, James Pierce Jr. has 8.5 sacks. He's been really, really good.
But just as a unit, the offensive line, I mean, you can feel the
Yes.
imbalance. You
Yes.
can
Their
really
nose
feel the
tackle that
imbalance.
they drafted last year in the second round that everyone was raising their eyebrow at, Aroro. He's, yeah, just not good. Um, their linebackers are pretty rough. Their secondary has taken a step down. But again, in my opinion, this all comes down to I cannot believe you went into a season with Penix as your starter after what he did last year.
Not
Um,
just as your starter, but your uncontested
yeah, your
starter with
uncontested
Kirk on the
starter.
bench.
Yeah,
Like, Kirk is a guy you keep there to consistently contest as a starter to light a fire under someone's butt. So basically, what they did was they tapped Penix on the back and they're like, "Don't try too hard, buddy." You know,
and
like,
Kirk just beat the Buccaneers. He just
yep.
beat the Cardinals. So he had half of Penix's wins in a lot shorter time. Like, yeah, he got his teeth kicked in by the Seahawks, but I promise you Penix would have as well.
Yeah.
Um, or wait, actually, sorry, Kirk has 3 wins. He's 3-2, I believe. Yeah, he's 3-2. Um,
Winning record.
so he was better than Penix, and you can't say he didn't play competition. So yeah, I don't know. Malpractice. Saints, yeah, they suck balls like we thought. Even though they're completely tanking their draft stock, winning games
For no reason.
for absolutely no reason. They're trying to hype up this 26-year-old rookie like he's going to be anything. Good luck. Now, the final division, you said the Niners would be last.
I did think they
The
would.
Niners are most definitely not last. They
just
are
suck.
fighting for first.
Yeah.
The Seahawks, I thought the Seahawks would have been second to last. I didn't think they were going to be a playoff team. I will say, though,
I put them first, did I? Or did I put Rams?
I
first?
think you put Rams first,
Rams,
which
Seahawks.
isn't bad. And I will do this. I will defend your Rams pick here. I think the Seahawks are very good at beating bad teams. And then you see them play like they lost to the Buccaneers. They beat you guys, sure, but that was week 2. They barely beat the Jaguars, but again, that was before their kind of hot streak where the Jaguars like figured it out. And then they beat the Rams on craziness. They barely made it past the Colts defense. They barely made it past the Titans. So the Seahawks are kind of like my NFC Broncos. I just don't buy them.
No, one, they're having the Sam Darnold late season drop off that we saw with the Vikings. That that Vikings Lions game where they both realized like, crap. At the
he
end
can't compete.
You can't expect these guys to do it all year.
JSN's phenomenal though. I will say I hated on JSN. That kid is ridiculous. He's so good. But
yeah, he's one of the few Pro Bowl receivers that actually like. I mean, the NFC's Pro Bowl receivers aren't bad. It's the AFC ones that are just hilarious. I mean, Nico Collins and Zay Flowers being Pro Bowl receivers this year is kind of funny to me.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
But I also look around the AFC. I'm like, who else would you pick? So it's like,
And so
year the running back.
This division, all I want to just say is Kyle Shanahan deserves Coach of the Year. He has been phenomenal all year. The Rams, the biggest surprise to me for the Rams, their defense sucks. I don't know what happened to their defense. Their defense sucks.
Yeah, it's a little stinky.
Stafford's literally having to have. Yeah, Stafford's literally going sicko mode, and I think we saw it. I think we're going to see it. Matt Stafford's going to start his little turnover bug. He likes to do it near the postseason. I can feel it.
I don't know.
I can feel it.
Usually it's sort of like 4 to 5 games out from playoffs, you start to see him start to let that ball. He's 40 and 5 right now.
Let me see. What's his who do they play next? So they play Falcons Cardinals.
And Rams.
So
Cardinals.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, Rams, basically the Seahawks and Niners clinched the Rams as a 6th seed, I believe. Or they're clinched out of the 1st seed if the Seahawks and Niners win this next week. Because they don't beat the Niners in a tiebreak and they don't beat the Seahawks in a tiebreak. So I think the Rams are going to be resting against the Cardinals. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say, told you so. Niners are goated. Kyle Shanahan's insane. Brock Purdy's been playing well. I can't really hate on him. I'm usually going after him.
The Cardinals were a lot worse than I thought they'd be.
Yeah, I agree. I thought the Cardinals were going to be a bit better. They suck ass is the nice way to put it.
They slurped the farts right out of there. I mean,
Kyler's gone. I'm pretty sure their head coach is probably going to get fired as well. I don't see how you could not fire him. They're not using Marvin Harrison Jr. well whatsoever, or Trey McBride well. I still think they drafted well this year. But
that's why I thought they'd be good.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day,
it was a great draft.
This team needs a lot. This team needs a lot of help.
Dude, yeah, it's tough.
So
the rookies are a fun conversation. Probably more fun for my team than yours. But I mean, Derek Harmon and Y.A. Black, huh?
I mean, our team has been we're chock full of them. We got tons of them that are having to step up right now.
Sure, yeah. I'm just saying, as far as like standout guys, making it clear that they are permanent starters.
Alfred Collins has been like.
You think?
Dude, Alfred Collins has been him, and I was giving him a lot of shit. He has been him.
You're finally gonna get to see your running back.
No, we didn't get to see him get a carry. He
No,
did
I'm
not.
saying this week. I think they'll probably give him some touches.
I mean, that's if we're beating the Bears decently. I don't know.
Maybe.
He didn't get
I don't.
touches
I feel
last
like
week.
I guess yeah. Since Brian Robinson got a touchdown, maybe he'll get some.
Brian Robinson's been great. I mean, I thought Jordan James would get a couple looks when we were up by like 20, but then Purdy threw a pick, but then D Winters got a pick six right back.
Yeah,
Um,
fun
I
guy,
can't.
man.
I've been seeing people like give Saleh shit, and I don't understand what they're expecting Saleh to do. Like he can't make. There's no coach in the NFL or NFL history that could make this defense great. They
Yeah.
just don't have the talent. But yeah,
But
good
yeah,
on
on
them.
our side, Jack Sawyer with his first start, that was really impressive too. I didn't expect it. They had him. We played him as Sam linebacker. We had him play edge rusher, and he got a
Yeah,
lot of production off of free rushes for sure. But I mean, he looked athletic. He looked like what you wanted from him.
yeah. I mean, I'm not too high on Jack Sawyer, but I
Neither am
think
I, but
you know,
I like
as
him. I
long as
mean, you got
he's
to think all they
hey,
need is an edge four
as
out of him.
long as he's serviceable while TJ's getting sabotaged, you know.
Well, TJ and Herbig were out. That's why he got the nod. We literally
Bro,
just need
Highsmith went
edge four. Bro.
bananas. But he was like, I've been hearing you guys talk shit, and I'm done listening to it.
Yeah. And then Derek Harmon, silently the most impactful player on the Steelers defense. If you look at the win
Yeah,
differentials
Harmon's
this
been
year.
good.
Holy, bro. Dude, that play, I sent you the video of that play where Y.A. Black bullies through a double team. He wasn't playing very well early. I was glad to see him break out
Yeah.
this game. Bulldozes through a double team, still gets the tackle for loss on the running back. And then you just see Harmon. The tackle stays engaged on Harmon after the whistle, and Harmon just throws him across the field. Like, what do you think you're gonna bully me? I'm him.
So, some news just came in for your team. Ryan Kennedy, the Lions fan involved in the incident with Steelers wide receiver DK
Banned?
Metcalf, will be holding a press conference on Friday with his legal team to address the assault, correct misinformation that is publicly repeated as fact, and discuss the serious consequences Mr. Kennedy has faced. So,
What a loser. Literal professional victim. He's like, oh my God, I could get famous for being a victim.
So just wanted to let you know that. But now let's get to the fun part. Our Super Bowl predictions. I mean, you can't really go wrong here. Super Bowl predictions. I know you're probably gonna predict Steelers, even though, in my opinion, they're one team. They're one of the two teams in the AFC. I just don't see it happening for.
Bro, I see the opposite. What do you see? What have you been seeing? We're putting it together, and this is a talented team. Our backups are playing incredibly. Like the coaching
Bro,
is there.
you guys got
Oh,
slapped around by the Bills,
yeah, and it woke us up.
and you got slapped around by the
Okay,
Chargers.
are you scared of the Bills?
I'm way more scared of the.
They
I'm
got
way more
slapped
scared of the
around by
Bills
the
than you
Dolphins.
guys.
They got
I'm.
slapped around by the Dolphins. I can say
I'm.
the same thing about every team this year. They got slapped around.
Well,
by
sure,
someone
they got.
shouldn't have gotten slapped around by.
The difference is Dolphins in those division matchups. I don't put on to them like I wouldn't say like, oh, the Steelers struggled to put away the Browns. Like if that happens, because it's like it's a division matchup.
They also
Anything
got
happens.
whacked by the Falcons by 10 points. Like every team in the playoffs, you can point out some games that they lost pretty badly that they shouldn't have lost at all. That's why I'm saying if I look at a team that has the recipes for success in the postseason, good
But the
quarterback
Steelers
play,
don't.
a defense, and a good coach,
They
the
don't.
Steelers have it all. What do you mean? They
In
have
my
good quarterback
opinion,
play.
the Steelers are. In my opinion, my AFC Super Bowl is going to probably be. Let me see how these seedings work out. My AFC Super Bowl is probably going to be, or the Super Bowl representative. My AFC Championship game is going to probably be Bills, and it's going to be Bills and Pats or Bills and Jags, in my opinion.
I don't see the Pats. The
this
Pats are one that I'm not that scared by because they've played such soft competition. I don't know that I'm worried about the Pats.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you could only beat who's in front of you. So.
No, I know. Like, I'm not saying they're a bad team or like they're trying to lie to me. I'm just saying, you beat the Bengals by 6 points. You beat the Giants pretty bad and the Jets pretty bad, but when you're playing teams that are like almost good teams, even like the Falcons, they got away by 1 point.
Yeah,
Bills, they beat once. They
My
split
Super
who they
Bowl, in my
played.
opinion, if the Niners get first seed, is going to be Bills Niners. If the Niners don't get the first seed, my Super Bowl is probably going to be Bills. Honestly, I'd probably say Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to figure something out come playoffs.
Really?
I'm not going to count them out. There's no other team I'm convinced of that could beat the Rams. Had a generational choke against the Eagles. The Packers are too hurt. The Niners, I just don't think their defense is good
But do you
enough.
think the coaching will carry them through?
I don't think it needs to. I think their talent can figure it out at that
Maybe.
point.
Yeah, I mean, I
Um,
guess you're right because individual performances
I
can
don't
really.
trust Darnold against Vic Fangio. I don't trust Caleb Williams against Vic Fangio. I definitely don't trust the Panthers
Yeah.
against Vic Fangio. I don't trust the Rams defense against that much talent on an offense. They already got a generational comeback against them. And then Packers, I don't see it. The Niners are the only team I think that could keep up.
Okay. For me, I think I'll do one with my team, one without. For me, I see it more than likely Rams, Steelers. I do like the Rams. I do think their defense can wake up and put in some good enough performances, and it seems like Matt Stafford just will not be stopped. Um, but if I can't include my team, probably I don't know. Like I really could see the Broncos making their way up, but I think that might just be me carrying a lot of bad memories of the Bills in these situations. I've seen much better Bills teams fall short, but they were playing against generationally great Chiefs teams. So let's say Rams Bills, if not Rams Steelers for me.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Rams are good. I don't know, man. There's something about the Rams I just don't like. They're
Could you
just
imagine the storybookness of this all though? Matt Stafford at 39, Aaron Rodgers at 42, dueling it out. Like two unks, but like good unks that are still playing well. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, I'm not trying to compare the way he's playing to Matt Stafford. Obviously, he's got more age. He's not slinging it like Matt is. But that's a pretty cool freaking Super Bowl, and I think both teams have the juice. And the defense on the Steelers, I really like in that game.
yeah, I mean, with the Steelers, man, I'd genuinely be surprised if they made it out of the second round. And I thought the
Prepare to
Steelers.
be shocked. Prepare
I,
to be
I
surprised.
won't be. I haven't been surprised by them all year. They've been the exact team I thought they to be.
I mean, you were pretty surprised after that Colts game where we just held the Colts down for the first time all year anybody had and just absolutely shat down their throats defensively. Like,
I wasn't really surprised. I wouldn't say I was surprised, but
I mean, it definitely didn't align with the way you were speaking about them up to that point, where they would just take the Colts, the runaway Super Bowl favorite at that point in the season, and just grab their head and make them suck fart out of their butthole.
they only lost by 7.
But it was the offense. It was the fact that we handled them so hard on offense, got ahead.
Well,
And
yeah, I
kind
mean,
of got some garbage time action.
but the reason I didn't like freak out about it is because Daniel Jones alone had 5 turnovers. Like that's not gonna happen again. Like that's not something that's.
Well, he had 5 turnovers because we were beating the.
Sure, they were doing good. Yeah, the defense did great, but it's just not. It's just not something where I'd be like, oh yeah, if they played again, he's gonna turn it over 5 times again. Like the chances of something like that is just not likely.
Let me give you the best argument for the Steelers right now is usually what we've seen in the Steelers teams that just don't bring it in the playoffs is you see us falter come winter. Like the last 4 or 5 games, right? Our 11-0 team went 5 straight losses. Russ team went 5 straight losses at the end of the regular season.
4,
You see
but yeah.
well, yeah, 4, sorry. Our team had 5.
2023, you guys were on a 3-game win streak.
Sure. Which one was 2023? That was when we had to play the Chiefs, right?
That was when you played the Bills.
The Bills, yeah, we got kind of handled. I mean, and that's a crazy Bills team we had to play, and we were hurt. But most of the time, we are generally the wheels are starting to come off at the end of the regular season, and that's when we're starting. This one is a lot different, and
you guys are playing easier teams, though.
Not necessarily. I mean,
Yes, necessarily. You
and
played.
those last games for us, it
You
wasn't that
played an.
crazy.
You
Let's be
played
honest.
an injured. You played an injured Lamar, and then you played Tua, who just
I
got
mean,
benched for Quinn Ewers.
he got bent, but this is the thing: is every time we talk about this guy got benched, it's or this guy. Well, the Colts ended up sucking. It's like no, we started the downfall.
You didn't start the downfall of Tua. Tua's 13
What I'm
touchdowns
saying
to
is
14 picks.
we got him benched. Like his performance against us was what made him get benched. What I'm saying is, we're putting it together. We're looking way better. On defense, you just can't deny it. It's not just for playing easier teams. The defense looks incredible right now. The defense is synergizing. The play calling is getting better. The play is getting better. I mean, every single one of our offensive linemen has been playing his ass off. Even our backup, who's on his second start, had basically perfect pass protection in 2 straight games and will potentially have a healthier offensive line going into the playoffs. Like,
I mean, again,
I see a lot of
my
things
my
coming
issue with
together
the
not
Steelers is you guys have beaten one playoff team all year. So I just don't like. It's just not. They're not needle moving. You beat 3 teams out of the playoffs.
again.
It's just not that big.
We're beating those teams out. Literally, we are beating them out of the playoffs.
The
Like, the
Dolphins
Lions,
you did not
we
beat out of the
eliminated-
playoffs.
But yeah, but we eliminated the Lions.
I
from
mean,
playoffs.
the
We're gonna
Rams could say the
eliminate-
same thing. The
we're gonna
Packers could say
eliminate
they
the
eliminated
Ravens out
them.
of the playoff. Yeah, sure. We eliminated the Ravens out of the playoffs. If they don't make it,
Technically,
it'll be
no. The
because we
Patriots
lost the
did.
game. No. Because we give them a 2-point differential. We had double the impact. Because when they lose a game to the Steelers get a win and they get a loss. When they lose to the Rams, they just get a loss. So we move the needle double when we beat the Ravens
And
in
again,
their own stadium.
the
And
well,
it was a
and
healthy Lamar. It was like an
No, it
arguably less
wasn't.
mobile, but
He was
wasn't,
not
like,
healthy.
hobbling around.
he was still not running. He hasn't been running since his knee injury. It's been bothering him
I mean, he
since he
definitely
came
tried
back.
to run. And what I'm saying is, he's not injured to the point where he can't play quarterback.
Well,
He can't sprint side to side, but he's never ran all over the place on the Steelers anyway. Like,
yeah.
that's just
I mean,
never been
again,
his
you
record
guys have it
success
like
story.
it's the same thing. Whenever I see teams that have beaten one playoff team, they're not a Super Bowl favorite to me, and I will never change my mind if a team beats one,
Sure.
one playoff team. That's just.
I mean, I'm not. Listen, I'm not box scoring my way to this prediction. I'm watching my way to this position.
Yeah, so am I,
seeing
and
the
I'm watching
performances.
them struggle against bad teams and not beat playoff teams except for one. So that's
No.
yeah.
You're again. I don't think you're pointing out the way individual performances have changed or watching. them.
Sure, I am.
So
Their
that's what I'm saying.
their offense has been solid and their defense has been solid. It's not been great. It's not been elite. Neither side of the ball has.
I think a near 500-yard game against the Lions, where both of your running backs who were struggling.
Bro,
to
the
break
Lions'
through most
defense
of
is
the first half
awful.
of the year.
The Lions' defense is
Again,
awful. It's been awful all year.
Okay, I don't think you're listening. When I'm talking about the change in the individual performances, we had 2 running backs that were struggling to even individually have a big game alternating throughout the year. You have 2 running backs going for almost about 150 yards across the 2 of them. For touchdowns, you have Kenneth Gainwell making crazy plays in the pass. You have the tight end starting to play well. You have the line starting to play well. You have the defensive line beating.
Yeah,
one of the
but they're
best
just
offensive
playing
lines in the league.
solid. They're
They're
like,
not just playing.
Yeah,
they're
they
not
are.
just solid.
They are
150 yards on 2 running backs and 2 touchdowns on one of them,
against
and
a
then 1
horrible
touchdown on the other.
defense. Like that's
It's
not
And then,
very
again,
impressive.
and then one of the best offensive lines in the league, and your rookie.
Well, yeah, your defensive
Bullshit,
line's
man.
playing good, but that's expected from the Steelers. It's not like
Okay.
it's not
What
a
do you
shocker.
mean? We were letting 30-point games off of primarily running backs, and then we just shut down one of the best running back tandems in the league. This just is not true. It's just ignoring the first half of the
Well, yeah,
season, ignoring the second half.
you guys sold out for the run, and Jared Goff had 365
Okay, yeah,
passing
so
yards.
I think
Like,
you
that's
might
what I'm
wanna
saying
listen
is
to this
you're-
back.
they're
It
not
seems
playing
like
elite.
You're gonna have they're playing. That was an incredible play.
No,
Every
elite
person who
defense.
watched that
No,
game
no, no,
said
no.
that they looked incredible in that game.
Elite defense is what the Texans are doing. That's what an elite defense looks like. An elite defense is what the Broncos are doing. That's an
Yeah.
elite defense.
Listen, everybody who watched that freaking game said the Steelers looked incredible in that game. If you can't even accept that they looked incredible in that game, I just can't.
I said they look good, but they don't
you
look
said they played-
elite.
You said they played solid.
Yes, they look
No,
good, solid, same
And
thing.
I'm not saying people who watched them are saying they look solid. People who watched them are saying they looked incredible.
I have not
Defense
seen
was
one person
insane.
say they looked incredible or insane. I have not seen one person say
Dan
that.
Orlovsky said we need to give Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers an apology because that team looked incredible. You have multiple guys.
I have
saying
not
they think
seen
the
that.
Steelers could make the Super Bowl.
Who?
I mean,
I haven't
against
seen one prediction of Steelers in the Super Bowl. I also haven't seen one prediction of the Niners in the Super Bowl either.
that
But
was
I
I
have
think
seen
Rager was saying that.
I have seen
Again,
0 Steelers Super Bowl
again,
predictions.
I think I'm just anyone who says that the Steelers looked solid against the
Yeah,
Lions
they
last
looked
week,
solid.
I
They
can't
played
trust
a
their
they played
I
a bad
can't trust their
defense.
evaluation on the
Yeah,
Steelers
they
'cause
played a
it's
bad
biased-
defense.
It's a biased take.
It's not. They just played a bad defense, and they did what
They didn't just
what
play
teams
solid.
they did.
ripped
They
the
played
ball.
solid.
We had like 300 yards rushing, and one of our running backs was playing starting wide receiver at the same time. It did not look solid. They got torn apart. We were beating the piss out of them.
I mean, the Rams offense beat the piss out of them too the week before. The Cowboys offense were going off on them too. The
Yes,
Giants
and those
offense went
teams
off on
looked-
them too.
and those
The
teams looked
Vikings offense
incredible.
went off on them too.
Yeah,
The
but their
Chiefs
defense
offense went
wasn't
off on them
also-
too.
Their defenses weren't also throwing around their best offensive line in the league at the same time. They looked incredible. I'm sorry, it was
It's
incredible
just-
individual play. I don't.
It was
know
yeah, they played fine.
paying attention to- again,
Yeah, they played fine.
you can't say yeah to when I say they had incredible individual performances.
They
and
played-
guys that
they-
were getting great ones, and then say yeah, fine. It wasn't
Yeah.
fine. I'm sorry.
It
I
was
can't
fine.
trust an evaluation that they looked fine. In that game.
They did. They looked fine. They played a non-playoff
get it.
team and played fine.
Yeah, we made them a non-playoff team.
No, you didn't.
We did. That
No,
was their elimination game.
no, they're not eliminated. They're
They
not.
are, unless they win out and the Packers lose out.
Yes, which is very possible. The Packers are playing a backup. What do you mean? The Rams did that too. They had to win out from here anyways. They had to win out before
They
the
didn't have to
Rams
win out
game.
from here.
Yes, they did. They had to win out. Yes, they did.
Okay.
They had to win out to beat the Packers. They had to win out to
Tyler,
beat the Bears.
If they had to win out and they lost and they're not eliminated, then they didn't have to win out.
Yes, they
If
yes,
you
they
have
did.
to win out, that means if you lose another game, you're eliminated.
No, they had to win out to get their seat. Well, then the Rams didn't, and you guys didn't eliminate them because they had to win out after beating the Cowboys.
No, because now they actually have to win out.
No, they don't.
They do, and even if they win out, they won't have their playoff future in their hands.
Exactly.
The
So
Packers
you're
have to lose out.
exactly. They have to win out. The same thing.
Yes, what I'm saying is they didn't have to win out before because they just lost and they're not eliminated. So definitionally, they did not have to win out.
Yes,
Because
they did.
lost and they didn't get eliminated.
They had to win out prior to
Oh my
this.
gosh, if they had to win out, how are they not eliminated after losing?
Because,
Did not know
like
what
you
happened?
said, the Packers had to lose out prior to this. And the Packers are losing out. They've lost to the Broncos, the Bears. If the Packers got any of those games as wins, they would have. If they beat the Broncos,
They needed to win out, or the Packers had to
if
lose
they
out.
beat
Now
the
they win out
Broncos,
and the Packers
if
have
they
to-
beat the Broncos, the Rams would have eliminated them. You guys, you're taking credit for something that any other team could have been doing
What I'm
because they
saying
already
is-
lost.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Before, they could win out or the Packers could lose out. Both of those scenarios could get them in the playoffs. Now they actually have to win out and the Packers have to lose out.
Again,
have
they're not a
effectively
playoff team.
looked
They
at
like that's it's just that you didn't do anything. You did what the Rams did, the Packers did, the Eagles, the Vikings, the Chiefs, the
I get it.
Packers
We gotta
did.
move off now, but
So yeah, but
it is
yeah,
what it is, man. I mean, it's consistent, but it's fine. Oh,
yeah,
is my camera frozen
yep,
on your end?
yep.
The split cam crap. Hold on, let me restart it.
But yeah, I mean, good for the Steelers. I think they'll be an exciting
Here we go.
second round team that could maybe get an upset. Is my opinion. I haven't been wrong about them yet this year, so I
Well,
will
you
wait
said they
to
were
be
a
wrong.
first round team early, so now it seems like you're.
I
saying
mean,
they're
I think
wrong.
well, the only
Early
reason,
on.
sure, I still think they could be a first round team. Just depends if they play the Chargers, who have no offensive line. If they play any other team, I would have them getting
So
eliminated
they're a
first
first
round.
round team or they're a second round team.
If they play the Chargers, they will
actually
get to the second
talent-wise.
round. Oh, talent wise, they're first round. But if they play a team like the Chargers, they're gonna get to the second round because the
I
Chargers
just want to make
again,
sure
have
we get a
nothing.
hard prediction out of you.
Yeah, I've had the same prediction the whole time. If they play an easy team like the Chargers that have no offensive line going into the most expensive defensive line in football, then yeah, the Chargers probably won't win.
Let's see, dude. There is no. What's the scenario that the Chargers don't make playoffs? Is there one at this point?
No, they've clinched.
Okay.
The
That's what I
only
thought.
ones that could technically maybe not make playoffs is the Texans. They have to lose to the Chargers,
Wild, because I
lose
think,
to the Colts, and then the Colts take their spot.
I like the Chargers, but I do think if you consider health as well, the Texans are a better team. So it's kind of crazy to me, but that is just the way football goes sometimes.
The Texans are better than the Chargers, but the Texans got off to that really, really bad start. They started
Yeah.
0-3.
And it's one of the things where they're good because the reason I think they're better is because I don't see a side of the ball in the Chargers that is like should scare everybody, whereas I think that Texans defense should scare everybody.
Yeah, the Texans defense is definitely the best defense in the NFL right now. It's not
And
even
it's crazy
close.
because I didn't think that it would stay that way the whole year
Yeah, I mean,
because
the saving grace, though, playing the Texans is CJ Stroud is horrible. He is absolutely terrible.
yeah, he's not been playing well this year. It's been bad.
He is just like actually dog shit. And I get it. Their offensive line is atrocious. They don't really have a ton of receiving talent right now.
Dude, and that's the thing that made me laugh is just Nico Collins making the Pro Bowl after arguably one of the hardest drop offs from a wide receiver we've seen in a minute, like looks wise and kind of not as much numbers wise, but definitely looks wise, is pretty funny. That's
Yeah,
like the AFC wide receiver pool is thinning.
yeah. I don't know. Nico Collins. Yeah, he's been
And Zay Flowers has more
good for them.
fumbles than
I
touchdowns
don't
and he's a Pro
understand
Bowler.
how Zay Flower. Actually, I do. It's a popularity contest. That's how Travis Kelsey made it. But
Oh yeah, true. It's all fan vote now, isn't it?
yes, yes,
That's so lame.
yeah. That's why Travis Kelsey he had 150,000 more votes than the second highest voted
Wait,
tight
Kelsey
end.
is a Pro Bowler
Yes,
this year?
yes,
Good lord.
yeah. And he is like I'd argue like he is legitimately bad.
I don't know that he's bad, but yeah, I mean
There
he's
is
slowed down.
who actually let me see. I'd take Evan Ingram over him. I'd take Patriots have Hunter Henry. I'd probably take him over him.
Yeah, but those are good guys.
Jaguars. Who'd they grab?
Like I'd take him over TJ Hawkinson right now.
I mean, that's just comparing dog shit to
Okay,
cat shit, in my
fair
opinion.
enough.
Like
I think yeah, it's like it would be annoying to list all of them. I think
he's
he's good.
definitely
I
not.
just think he's not good enough in the past to justify his money when he can't block right now, for sure.
I mean, he can't do anything. He's slow. Can't run routes. Can't get open. Can't catch. Can't block. The dude's been dropping him like crazy. I don't know. He's been rough. But yeah, I
It's gonna
mean
come with age, you know. He's an older guy.
Texans. Yeah, so I think the Texans. So the Chargers win the tiebreak against Buffalo. So that means if the
For first
Chargers,
seed.
period. So even if the Chargers don't get first seed, right now they're fifth, sixth. My assumption is Buffalo will probably rest against the Jets. Is my assumption. I think Buffalo's going to rest against the Jets because if the Patriots win this week against the Jets, which if they don't fire the whole staff, they clinch their
Yeah,
seeding.
so if the Chargers beat the Broncos,
They get
which
first seed in the AFC.
yeah, wait, is that their next game though?
No, their next game is Texans, so they can
Okay,
get
they can ruin it.
revenge. They can get revenge for last year's playoffs and beat the Texans. But again, I have a feeling Justin Herbert is going to be on his ass that entire 60 minutes. That's going to be a rough
Yeah.
one.
So also, I guess the Chargers they also need the Patriots to lose a game.
No. The Chargers will own the tiebreak
Oh, I'm seeing
over.
here it
Oh,
says
wait.
they're
Yes,
still
yes.
alive, but the Patriots
Oh,
need to
yeah,
lose.
yeah. The Patriots do need to lose one because the Chargers have 4 losses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, I just don't see how the Patriots are going
Lose a
to
game.
lose a game.
That's what I'm thinking too. I don't think the Chargers are going to get their week.
Well, the Chargers could still get first in the division, which allows them to play. Oh my God! Honestly, I might try my luck with the Steelers. I would not want to go against the Texans.
Yeah, they have to play them twice.
I would probably rest my guys and take my fifth seed. And no, oh wait, no, because then you have to play Pittsburgh at home, and you're
I
a
don't.
Los
I yeah.
Angeles
Both of
team.
their potential matchups there are probably the worst matchups for them. I know the Steelers. We got smacked around by them earlier this year. That was a real fluky game. We just kind of looked like crap everywhere.
Where was
Um,
that though? Was that that's
that
the
was
difference.
SoFi.
It was in LA. So
Yeah, I think we will. I think with our D line stepping up the way that it has, because our interior D line was not playing that well that game. In fact, they were playing horribly. I think we will potentially injure Justin
Yeah,
Herbert.
I mean, if I was the Chargers, I would probably go for that second seed. I forgot they're an LA team. You don't really want to play in Buffalo, in Pittsburgh, in New England during the winter. That's probably not very fun.
Sorry, split cam is freezing so much for me for no reason.
Yeah, so
But yeah, so that's
Chargers
my
need it.
Super Bowl prediction. I think you said you wanted to do dark horses for the Super Bowl. My dark horse for the Super Bowl in the AFC is obvious. I think it's everybody's dark horse right now, the Jaguars, because they're
Yeah,
hot.
my
I don't
dark.
think it'll
Well,
happen.
my dark horse is the Texans. That's my dark horse. It's not the Jags. I think
I
when you
don't
have
know
a
if I'd
defense,
consider them a dark horse. So if they're considered a dark horse, I'd give the Texans that.
I'm
Then
saying they are because they're seventh seed. Seventh
sure,
seed, like yeah. That
yeah, it's
defense is just that defense is fucking insane.
sure. If they count as a dark horse, they're mine too. I get what you're saying. It's tough to even think of who would be a dark horse in this
And then
league
the
right now. Anyway,
NFC, yeah, it's hard to pick a dark horse. NFC, if I had to pick a dark horse, it would be the Bears.
I mean, I think your prediction is a dark horse prediction.
What?
The Eagles.
Oh yeah, I mean, so the only reason I don't consider them a dark horse is they're defending champions, the amount of talent
Sure.
they have on their
Yeah.
team. Like my dark horse where it's like I don't think anyone would see it coming, in my opinion, would be Chicago. Like I think you have a team that's like you said, they're blessed by God right now. They can do no wrong seemingly in the last 2 minutes of a game. Their defense leads the league in takeaways, which is really, really good, but that's a lot similar to last year's Vikings that led the league in takeaways until they didn't, and then they couldn't
Do
make
they have
anything happen.
any chance of getting Jalen Johnson back in the playoffs or no?
Pretty sure he is back.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he is. He's
Oh,
already back. He's been back.
never
Um,
mind then.
but like I just think the Bears, I mean, they have it. They have a great offensive line. They have a defense that gets the ball back. You have a great run game. You have a quarterback that can make plays.
Oh, it's Kyler Gordon that still needs to come back.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see though. I mean, this week against the Niners, in my opinion, will tell me a lot about both teams. Like, if the Niners walk in there and just beat the piss out of them, then I'll be like, oh, yeah, the Bears probably suck. If the Bears walk in and dog walk the 49ers, I'll be like, oh, boy, the Bears might be pretty good.
Yeah, and they did get Tremaine Edmonds back as well, which will kind of make it tougher for the Niners to do what they do.
Yeah, this year's very exciting. It's very, very close. It's kind of wild how close this year is in terms of all these teams. Like there isn't really a clear favorite in my opinion. Like there's the Rams obviously. There's like the Rams, Seattle in the NFC, and then there's like the Broncos, Bills, I guess in the AFC, but
Yeah, and I think people paying attention see the Rams like they're the favorite because of Stafford, but I think people generally see them as a very vulnerable favorite, the same way that you would.
I think everyone's a vulnerable favorite. Like I
Yeah.
don't think there's anyone that's like, yes, they beat them 100% of the time. Like I don't see unless the Colts sneak into into the playoffs. I don't see a team that's actually no. Sorry, take that back. The Panthers are a guaranteed L. I don't know who's gonna draw them, but that's a win in my opinion.
Yeah. Dude, imagine
Um,
they make the Super Bowl somehow.
if the Panthers make a Super Bowl, I will get Bryce Young tattooed on my arm. I will get
Like his name or his face?
I'll get his name, like his name and number. The Young.
I'll
and
take
nine
that
is
free
true.
bet where I don't have to do anything and you just
Yeah.
have to do something silly.
If they make the Super Bowl, it's worth it because I will need something to remember.
What about
that
if the
forever.
Steelers make the Super Bowl? Will you get AR8 on your butt cheek?
No, I won't. I won't get anything. If the Steelers win, if the Steelers make the Super Bowl, unless they're playing the Niners, I owe you money already. We already have a bet. If the Steelers somehow made a
Yep.
Super Bowl,
Steelers or Chargers, get past them.
yeah, I don't. I don't see the Chargers
Dude, the
making
Chargers
it far
are a
enough.
well-coached team. I don't know. I could see them doing enough in a couple of games.
They are a well-cultured team. Yes, I would not say they're well-coached. I think Greg Roman sucks. And again, I don't. If they can get to the Super Bowl with that offensive line, Harbaugh deserves a Nobel Peace Prize, and Herbert's probably close to death if he somehow makes it out of Houston.
There will be a statue of him outside
Yeah.
of SoFi.
Like we'll see this week how they play against Houston, but I have a feeling it's going to look a lot like the playoff game last year, where Herbert looked like one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. Because
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
because he's
That's
getting
rough.
beat up. I don't think he looked like
Oh,
personally like
he
in bad
looked
control,
awful.
but
He looked awful. He was throwing picks to ghosts.
I
He
think he
was
was just on his bike. It's tough.
dude was just getting cooked. So I hope not, because again, I love the Chargers. I'm very partial to them, but I just don't see a universe in which they get past the Texans or the Broncos. Actually, they've already beat the Broncos, but
Yeah,
I don't
I
know,
see
man.
what you mean.
That's
Like in
rough.
playoff time, it's different.
I like again, and if it's a matchup, because again, that our bet is Steelers or Chargers. Like if you guys play each other, I would just have to put my money on the Steelers. Like it's just
No, I mean I would too.
that defensive line is just too good. If the Chargers somehow beat them again, wow, good job. Like I would be genuinely impressed. It's like if the Panthers won a playoff game, I'd be like, wow, good job. I'm impressed. Like the
Yeah, we'll see.
Chargers, yeah.
I definitely wouldn't be crazy surprised if the Chargers won one playoff game. I think, yeah, definitely.
The
I don't
only
have them in
team
a
I
Super
could
Bowl
see them
contention.
beating is Pittsburgh because they've done it. I can't really see them beating the Bills. I can't like or sorry, let's see their matchups would be
I
either
think they could. I think you could get a pretty.
New
I think they could
England or
win like.
Jacksonville. No,
I
I
think
can't
they
see
could
them
win a
beating them.
gunslinging fest with the Bills because the Bills' defense isn't very good, and the Chargers have like when their receivers are all playing well in the same game. I mean, they have a lot of options, and that tight end. He's not much of a blocker, but he can get out there and catch a ball too, which is something they were missing last year that I think would have helped him against the Texans. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
I don't know. Yeah, I just don't see the Chargers beating Patriots, Jaguars. Even you guys, I don't see them beating it, but I could see
No,
it because I already saw
because
it.
you've seen it. Yeah.
But like I just don't. And then yeah, say they somehow get like the 2 seed. I definitely don't see them beating the Texans. Well, actually no, because they'd have to beat the Texans to get the 2 seed. So I guess I could.
Because you will, but for the same reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're one of those teams that it's kind of like the Niners with me this year. Like I love the Niners. I have faith in them, but I have to like see it. Like if the Niners get 1 seed, I'm seeing that they can beat good teams and elite teams.
Yeah.
It's the same with the Chargers. If they somehow get 2 seed, it's like, "Oh, okay, I can see it." But it's a dude, this year is hard to gauge. It's very
It
very
really
hard to
is.
gauge.
It's a fun one. If the Steelers get booted out of the playoffs with a good team by the fucking Jaguars again, I think I might eat lead. But other than that, I think we'll have a good time.
The Jaguars again. You guys lost to the Jaguars?
Yeah, one of the like most sad losses in Steelers playoff history was against Blake Bortles and the Jags.
Oh, that team was disgusting.
Bro, I think it was another one of those like Browns ones where he and Big Ben were just throwing picks and touchdowns left and right, just like out dueling and then out throwing the game away on each other. It was crazy.
Actually, funnily enough, that game, no, it wasn't. It was Ben had 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, they were slinging like
470
crazy.
yards, 2 turnovers. Blake Bortles had 200 yards and a touchdown. Leonard
Oh, I thought
Fournette
he
had
was
3
slinging it.
touchdowns. No, playoff Lenny.
Oh,
That's where he
yeah.
was born.
Dude, Big Ben, man.
That's a gunslinger right there.
Big Ben is a gunslinger. Big Ben is like I mean, he's like, he even says that he just modeled his game after Elway. I miss him so much, but not in the Phillip Rivers way. We're not bringing Ben back.
Bring
but
him back.
God, that's such a blessing to have had him as my quarterback for so long.
Yeah, Jesus. Big Ben was on one that year. Throwing 506 yards, but I guess that was the triple Bs. So,
Yep. I think that was the year where he threw for 500 yards in like 2 or 3 consecutive games or something like that.
yeah, he was. I mean, having Antonio Brown on your team makes things pretty nice.
And Le'Veon Bell. I mean, people forget, like, because obviously the big shine is his like running and patience, but he was a great receiver at that position as well. So,
but all right, everybody, we are here. Thanks for joining us on the stream today. We talked about a lot. I mean, we'll have a lot more to talk about next week when our teams. I mean, I think Trey's team not gonna have much to talk about. I think they're gonna clinch the division this coming week. But betting on the Niners
before we even play a game.
Oh yeah, because if the Ravens lose, yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see you guys next week with more. Hopefully someone gets really hot. Hopefully we start seeing teams get really really hot.
Yep.